Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Gauranga, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Gauranga Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Gauranga Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi, Gaura Bhaktavinda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi, Gaura Bhaktavinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi, Gaura Bhaktavinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, 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 Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra. Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hey there, Lalita Madhava. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Looks like it's just you and I there, Lalita Madhava. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, and Krishna, of course. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Ah. Krishna, 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 Nityananda, 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 Nityananda. 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 Nityananda, 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 Nityananda. Nityananda, Nityananda, Nityananda. Nityananda, 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 Nityananda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Whew. Ah, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Ah, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Nityananda, 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 Nityananda. Nityananda, Nityananda. Nityananda, Nityananda, Nityananda. Nityananda, Nityananda. Nityananda, 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 Nityananda. Nityananda, Nityananda, Nityananda. Nityananda, Nityananda, Nityananda. Ah, a little bit tired today, but for some reason I get a little tired in the afternoons here. Ah, okay. But I'll read a little bit something here. Translation. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. From Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna, the source of all incarnations. The Lord, whose activities are always spotless, is the master of the six senses and is fully omnipotent with six opulences. He creates the manifested universes and maintains them and annihilates them without being in the least affected. He is within every living being and is always independent. Yeah. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada. The prime difference between the Lord and the living entities is that the Lord is the creator and the living entities are the created. Here he is called the Amoga Lila, which indicates that there is nothing lamentable in his creation. Those who create disturbance in his creation are themselves disturbed. Prabhupada's very deep in his understanding. Yeah. He is transcendental to all material afflictions because he is full in six opulences, namely wealth, power, fame, beauty, and knowledge. See, knowledge. This is a really interesting discussion, actually. Srivas really impressed the Lord in pastimes when his son died. If you're married and you have a son or a child or a daughter or something, they're very important to you. I've never been married, so I've been married, but never had any children per se. So when when your son dies, see, like Srivas's son died, his wife got really, started to lament. She got disturbed. And this was when Lord Chaitanya was dancing in Srivas's house. But Srivas wasn't disturbed at all. Matter of fact, he told his wife, who came crying, "Stop the kirtan. Our son has died. Let's lament here. Let's grieve for our son." And Srivas was undisturbed. He said, "Hey, he called her a crazy woman." He said, "You crazy woman, don't you have true knowledge? Don't you know there's no death? And actually, this is just an illusion." And he preached transcendental knowledge to her, and said, "Okay, if you're going to cry, you don't have to repress yourself. Go and cry elsewhere, but don't disturb the kirtan of the Lord, because how many times do you have a personality like Lord Chaitanya dancing in your house? We've had so many children. We've been a child ourselves, and in many incarnations. But it's so rare to have the Lord happily dancing in our house. This is very, very, very rare thing. So the Lord, see, Srivas was seeing the true picture of, so that's the kind of knowledge that God has. And, and Srivas had taken shelter of the Supreme Lord, and therefore he understood these subtle things. Uh, and so the Lord is like that. He's not disturbed at people's living or dying and all that because he's in full knowledge. Those who take shelter of the Lord, they overcome lamentation that comes from loss of an object in this world. I mean, you can't be artificial about it. If you're feeling lost, you feel lost. You don't repress these things. But ultimately, by taking shelter of the Lord more and more, we become neutral and in the kind of knowledge that the Lord has, we get, and it saves us from lamentation. I mean, do you want to go on lamenting in this world? Do you think, well, God, I can't give that up. If I lose something, I want to lament about it. If I lose a child, I lose a friend, I lose my money, I want to grieve. That's life. I mean, but the more in knowledge you become, the less you will grieve less because you're in knowledge that actually you never lose anything. Everything is sometimes manifest and sometimes unmanifest. Just like the Lord, he's sometimes here and he's sometimes manifest in this world and sometimes unmanifest. But when you start to become self-realized, then the Lord, you can call him just by his name. He appears and into a manifestation where you feel the Lord's presence, just like if he was here, you feel the Lord's presence. That's the main thing. If you have feeling for the Lord, you have this spontaneous devotion awakened for the Lord, it causes the Lord to be present before you. It causes you to become aware of that Lord. Otherwise, it's like he hides because of lack of real devotion. Yeah. So this is the idea here. So even when there's a destruction of this material manifestation, the Lord's not in lamentation about thousands or millions of living entities dying and all of this because, in a sense, he's in knowledge. There's no real death, and they just as the body, Bhagavad Gita verses and contents of the Gita summarized. Okay, what is it? Well, let's read that. Oh, it's in the Bhagavad Gita, which I have, which is nice that I have it. Let's get a little reminder here of the truth. See, this is Sadhu Sangha. This was all about remembering the truth. We need to remember it to overcome the illusions. This world is temporary. It's full of the illusions. And we need to be fixed in the eternal knowledge. And that's why Sadhu Sangha is so great. So, contents of the Gita summarized. I love to read these truths. These things, I can read them over and over again. Yeah. The Supreme Lord, I'll just read some verses like this one. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Krishna said, while speaking learned words, you are mourning you are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for the living nor the dead. Okay? Matter of fact, you can take this deeper. The wise person, the wisest of persons, laments neither for the living or the dead, because the living are not really living. They're like the walking dead. Jesus described this as the walking dead also. He said, people, if you're not self-realized, if you don't have this relationship with God awakened, you're like the walking dead. Okay? Jesus said, when people, even about rituals, see, he was a true Raganuga Bhakta. Uh, he comes rolling into a village, and he's collecting followers. If they wanted to follow him, he'd be preaching. If people follow him, somebody said, Jesus, I want to follow you, because you didn't have cameras here. You can't see here. You can follow along just by turning your camera on, right? You can turn your camera, you can follow along. Hey, Janaki and Shamasundari, welcome. And Gita and Bhaktitam and whoever else is here. Yeah, you could follow along on the camera here. So we have Sadhu Sangha every day, man. Very good fortune for us. Huh? We can get together every day, no matter what part of the world you were. But that wasn't 2,000 years ago. They didn't have any of this. If you want to hear from Jesus regularly and be purified, you have to be like those fishermen and the tax collector. You left everything and you went to follow Jesus to hear from him. Otherwise, you would probably not hear from him for the rest of your life, because he was moving through the villages. And he had this special word of God that would deliver you and purify you. He had that kind of word. See, that kind of word is also here, isn't it? Because people are getting purified here and they're getting delivered. They're getting delivered, or Krishna's getting delivered in you. See, he awakens in you, and you get to see that blue baby, man. you can feel that real life. So Jesus spoke about. He said, he told the guy, "Oh, you want to bury your father? Sorry, I'm moving through here. Let the dead bury the dead." See, he had to abandon his concept of I have to follow the rituals, and he said, just let the dead bury the dead. You found the living person. Jesus was alive with the life of truth. The truth will set you free. That's why he said it. That's why we preach it every day. We go into the truth. See, the truth of Satchidananda, the truth of this world's being illusion or temporary, and seeing it in relationship to the eternal truth, and discuss these enlivening activities. See, Jesus was speaking life into people, speaking life of the eternal truth about their position in this world and God's position. To an extent, we even go deeper than that by the mercy of Jesus and Lord Chaitanya and Prabhupada, and getting the blessings of these Vaishnavas. See, this is life, man. See, the wise neither lament for neither the living or the dead, because the living and the dead are both dead. They're dead to spiritual life. Therefore, you're dead. So why lament over dead people? Yeah, that's why the devotees, they when they realize that the living force of God, the transcendental potency, they can run out and think, oh, that can't add anything to me, and this is all dead people and dead energy. It's just, and if they're preachers, they beckon people, hey, you come follow. You want to come follow us? Turn your camera on daily, regularly, and become alive. You get real life here, and you get it abundantly. You notice this is not just a bunch of words. Abundant life here, abundant truth here every day. Discuss the absolute truth. The very life-giving. See, then we live in life. See, live in the truth is living in the life. To living the life, the real life. Otherwise, people, this temporary world, they're living in that totally, wholly, and solely. That's death, man. They're when Jesus said, I'm the bread of life. See, his word, his understanding, his transcendental knowledge. Lord Chaitanya, see, you can relate it. The common denominator, Lord Chaitanya, the life, the truth, the understanding of these liberated souls. That's the life. Yeah. So you live in the life of this sadhu sangha, We're meeting in the truth. Okay? This is the life. Otherwise, you're living in the death of the world. Every day. That's why they say good morning. You're in mourning because you're dead. Every day is a dead thing. You can counter this. Okay, so let's play a little game, word game here. Scrabble, unscrabble. We'll play unscrabble, not scrabbling the words. Let's put together the words, the truth, and set us free every day. Unscrabble the conceptions. Yeah. The real spiritual master, the real life of the party. See, the real devotees. See, who are absorbed in the truth. They're where real life is found. See, wise. So people are all basically dead. That's why Jesus said, let the dead bury the dead. People think they know Jesus and they say, oh, you got no compassion. Go hard, you got no compassion for people. You treat them as all dead. Well, that's compassion, is to help teach people passionately, to come. You want compassion? Well, come forth here. Come learn about life, experience real life. That's compassion. Don't, or anybody, you think devotees are supposed to be just some sentimentally compassionate. No, they passionately say, come on, man, come on board. You notice that? Jesus, hey, yeah, come on board. Hey, you got life. Forget about it. Let the dead bury dead. Let your parents, they don't want to come. You want to come? Come where the life is. Let them bury the dead. Now that's pretty detached, huh? Not that you have to do it that way, but that you had to, if you wanted to hear from Jesus and get purified, you had to do it. But this is even the better news than Jesus gave, right? Here you can just turn your camera on and you can associate with the living dead for a while if you want, until you get really purified and strong. And if they listen to you, you can give life to them by your word, by your understanding. If not, you just become naturally detached. It's like, well, you're not into real life anyway. Your priorities become set state. You realize, hey, man, short time, the sand is going down. Okay, how much transcendental progress can I make in this life? Let's chant and develop attachment to the name of God, which is no different than Krishna. Yeah, let us get our hearts purified by sadhu sangha, and crying a lot. You notice people here, if you're really getting this, if you're really wanting this, you'll start crying a lot. Hey, man, you're putting out the fire of material existence. Now you got some money in your bank account. Now you got some real wealth in your bank account. Now you're starting to know what real wealth is, that God's wealth. See, this is God's wealth. The Lord is full in the six opulences. One is full in wealth. You think it's money? The Lord doesn't think that's wealthy. That's why this stuff gets destroyed. He doesn't lament over this wealth, this loss, because it's not important to him. What's important to the Lord are devotees, and they never die. And sometimes in a pastime, when he comes here, he laments over his devotees who pass away, like his father and all that. But that's an ecstasy in doing that. There's an ecstatic transformation. You want to learn about ecstatic transformation? You got to come here. There's nobody teaching this by experience. Nobody. They're all blah, blah, blah. Blah. And that's what you get. I can't imagine going to these blah, blah classes. They're just blah, blah, because they're all speculators. In Vaishnavism, I haven't met anybody I was impressed by. They're like really awakened. Because if you're really awakened, Lord Chaitanya style, you have an intimate, ecstatic relation with Lord Chaitanya, and there's some juice in your preaching, man. There's juice that comes from your eyes, man. Juice that comes from your heart. Life-giving juice, the juice of life, not only bread, you get the new wine. Isn't a great verse, huh? Yeah, the wise lament for neither the living nor the dead. And the reason, there's a reason. God is reasonable. Truth is reason. Truth is logic. Because it's all dead in this world, in this universe. It's all dead, all the way up into the mode of goodness is dead. All of these empty regulations and austerities and all that. And then you see people who get a little opulence of being a Brahmin, or they're austere, they renounce and everything. They get a big false ego. What is that to the Lord? The Lord's not impressed. Oh, they got an obstacle now. Big false ego. They develop their pride. They're proud of their sticks. They're dead sticks. Tell me whenever a stick gave you any life. It's only good to give a nice spanking to people that are in illusion. That's how valuable those sticks are. That's why Nityananda broke Lord Chaitanya's staff. He said, "What is this? Why is Lord Chaitanya said this staff is the abode of the demigods, and he's carrying the demigods." And Lord Nityananda said, "That's not right. The demigods should be carrying the Lord. What is he taking the trouble to carry that stick, the abode of the demigods?" So Lord Chaitanya said, "I'm going to serve my Lord, make it easier for him." Broke the stick, threw it away in the Ganges. Now the Lord didn't have the burden of carrying this big, heavy stick, dunda, the abode of the demigods. And he said, "Hey, you demigods should be carrying the Lord." Yeah. People don't know that even now. Even demigods were not clear on things. They think, "Oh, yeah, you should serve me." See, that's a neophyte mentality. The neophytes think that the devotees who have realized the absolute truth should be serving them. Okay? Isn't that the Daksha and Shiva pastime? Didn't Daksha want Shiva to serve him? What is this? He wanted Daksha to honor him. And Daksha or Shiva's thinking, this guy's dead, man. He's dead in the Mose. He's just a Brahmin. He has no real life yet. But look at these millions of demigods. They believe in Daksha, and they paid no mind to the pure devotee who had ecstatic love of God, love of Krishna. They paid no mind to Lord Shiva. They were impressed more with this effulgence of Daksha from doing his austerities and renunciations and regulative worship. Pujas. They couldn't distinguish the difference between a Brahmin and a real devotee under the shelter of the transcendental potency. And Bhagavatam's trying to explain that difference, but nobody still understands, because you got to face a devotee Bhagavat, and they explain the same thing again. But they tell such a nice story, such an impressive story. It makes an impression on you because they understand the heart of that story. They give you the conclusive understanding of that story. And when you're purified by hearing that story, you become attracted to these stories of the Lord. You understand the message of Vasudeva, which we're just giving you right here on a silver platter. None of these gurus understand this. They don't stand under this knowledge because they're not like Lord Shiva. You got to be like Lord Shiva. You got to be under the shelter of the transcendental potency. Otherwise, you cannot preach this conclusive understanding of the Bhagavatam. Matter of fact, you can't even understand what's being preached here. You can't understand that unless you become a real, sincere disciple and friend of a real spiritual master. You know what the proof of that is? Why don't we have millions of Vaishnavas here listening to these truthful things? Because if they want to know, they got to become a disciple and a friend. See, like Bhagavad Gita teaches, we teach the real Gita here, the real Chaitanya Leela here, all these simple but profound and effectively working principles. Yes, Arjuna, because you're my disciple, you're my devotee and my friend, you are naturally qualified to understand the transcendental confidential science of bhakti and all its great secrets, simply because you're my friend and my disciple, my devotee. That's why all the verses, Lord Chaitanya saw that and preached it, and we preach it again and again and again. You need to know that. You know, my dear devotees, Lord Chaitanya said, my dear devotees, just know from me, know from the Bhagavatam, know from Krishna, that those who are devotees, real devotees, not fakes, not imitators of Vrindavan residents who become automatically a putana and serve putana, and then you serve that guru and you become a servant of putana also. You're, that's why those who the maidservants of the goddess of fortune all get what she has, a kind of bhakti, kind of revelation and realization. And she has millions or thousands of maidservants, and they're all like her. See? Because they've taken shelter of somebody really married to Krishna. Yeah, not the bastard or the bitches. The bastards are bitches. A bastard son is a son of a fake, of an imposter king, like Putana is an imposter queen. See? That's a bastard son or a bitch. See, you're a son of a low level, low class person. See? Therefore, you're not in the royalty. And I got more good news for everybody. Just like Jesus had good news, he understood what we preach here. We make it clear for even the Christians, to make it crystal clear how you're going to get out of this illusion, completely, wholly, fully out. You got to meet the real sons and daughters of God, those who have the transcendental potency in a mature stage. See, and you hear their word and you get purified, and then this love of God awakens in you too. Ah, great verse, isn't it? A lot to say about it. Let's see what Prabhupada says about it. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada. The Lord at once took the position of a teacher and chastised the student, calling him and indirectly a fool. This whole chapter is great, very relevant for now. Yeah. So the Lord at once took the position of a teacher and chastised the student, calling him indirectly a fool. The Lord said, "You're talking like a learned man, but you do not know that one who is learned, one who knows what is the body and what is the soul, does not lament for any stage of the body." See, any stage of the body, whether it's young or old or dwindling, diseased, any stage. Yeah. See, as explained in later chapters, it will be clear that knowledge means to know matter and spirit and the controller of both. See, knowledge and spirit and the controller. The controller is the Lord. See, spirit and matter. Look, Vaishnavas think they know spirit and matter. The most basic, important subject. What I found, most Vaishnavas haven't made that distinction. But Bhaktisiddhanta was teaching to make that distinction. Very important. Bhaktivinoda 2, Prabhupada 2, people still didn't get it. So we continue the teaching. The difference between spirit and matter is the subject matter of our classes day in and day out until people get it. Understand how important it is. Daksha is identifying with matter of the false ego, taking shelter of being a false guru, false teacher. See, false. In other words, you're not the real teacher. See, that's matter. See, false ego matters to you. Oh, this person's a Brahmin, therefore they're a pure devotee. You know how many people think that? Even though they may not understand these difference, but they think, oh, this person's austere. This is the neophytes, the masses who are coming to religion. They see austere persons. They think, oh, this person's highly elevated. They're a pure devotee. That ain't enough. Or this person was initiated by the GBC or a big organization. Therefore, they're a bona fide guru. That ain't enough. Oh, this person took initiation and had the banana fire. Now he's got a sacred thread. Now he's respectable and worshipable. That's not enough. Oh, this person has renounced the world and taking sannyas and is doing austerities. Therefore, they're a pure devotee. No, that's not enough. Oh, this person is acting as a spiritual master because they have the symptoms of devotion and deep understanding of the Vedas in the vision of the revealed scriptures, all checkable. Oh yeah, this person is a spiritual master. Bingo. There you go. You judge by the symptoms of the devotee. The scriptures teach all about that. That's why we teach and we point it out. See, they're full in wealth like the Lord is because they're full of the wealth of Krishna. That's real wealth, not money. That's why, Madhavinda Puri was a poor person. Sannyasi renounced the world, but he was full in the wealth of that relationship with Krishna, that genuine, ecstatic relationship that gives a person the highest happiness, the greatest happiness. And he was full in knowledge because of bhakti. He was a real bhakti Vedanta. But bhakti first, mature, Vedanta comes automatically. Full in real knowledge. See, real beauty. Bhakti is beautiful. Bhakti makes everybody beautiful. You could be ugly, like Veda Vyas was the ugly. He couldn't even have sex with that lady. He was so ugly that she had to put a bag, not over his head, of course, over her head. That would be really offensive to put a bag over his head. So she put it over her head, so otherwise she wouldn't have been able to have any attraction to having sex. Okay? But this Bhagavatam, this beautiful Bhagavatam, this beautiful Bhagavatam was written by a very ugly, physically ugly person. See? Because he had real wealth, he had real knowledge and real devotion. That's the real wealth. That's the Lord saying, I can care less about all this material, this metal in the earth. There's these what you consider a big resource. To me, it's not a refuge, man. Take refuge in gold and silver and precious metals. They're not precious to the Lord. They're ordinary things. Yeah. Things in the world, material. But a devotee has real devotion, that's important to the Lord. That's why you want to be important. You want real importance and not false importance or false prestige. You become a devotee of a devotee. You become eternal. You don't have to be perfect, man. If you come here and you listen and get purified and your heart becomes attached to Guru and Krishna, the transcendental Lord, no, you're wealthy, man. Yeah, now you have real knowledge. Now you're full in knowledge just like the Lord is. Now you're full in wealth like the Lord is, because the Lord's thinking, no, no, verses chanted my devotees is real jewels, real money, real gold. Hey, you want to accumulate wealth? You accumulate the love of God that awakens by associating with his devotees' verses. You get the potency here. See here, Bhakti Lata B, so you become attracted to the hearing and chanting and worship of the Lord. And it grows more and more and more daily. As explained in later chapters, it will be clear that knowledge means to know matter and spirit and the controller of both. See? If you're just a sannyasi in a varnashram system and doing austerities, that's still matter. See, things of the body are still important to you. Doing austerities is important. Okay? So that's still matter. And if you worship that as transcendental, which most people do, they put these kinds of, if you find a real, sincere, austere person in the mode of goodness, you often will think they're a pure devotee and worship them, even put their picture on the altar. See? But that's wrong. You still don't know the difference between spirit and matter. That's still matter. And a lot of times these persons get big false egos and you still worship them. You worship the matter matters to you. See, you come here, we teach you about that level also. So, well, you see, that's the fault of it. It's not transcendental yet. And this is the nature of what is transcendental. You know, the ecstatic spiritual potency is transcendental. See? Getting that gift of the Bhakti Lata Bij from the real spiritual master who carries it. Now you got real wealth. This is real knowledge. Is to just come here regularly, develop firm faith in this path, in these teachings and teachers. And you naturally renounce the world. It's just insignificant to you. I mean, you can engage with what you got to do in the world, make money, or uh, go to work or not go to work. You know, whatever you do under the inspiration of the Lord is okay. That's why you see sometimes people are devotees. They still have jobs or they don't have jobs. It's all individual. Huh. I think I get a little tired now. I was tired before, but I got a little burst of energy. But I think I'm going to have to stop for a while and rest. Okay, my friends, thank you for coming. It was good. We put a little money in the bank here, the Transcendental bank account. That's what it's all about. So thank you very much for coming, and we'll be back a little bit later. Yeah, I'll be in Belgium tomorrow, by the way. Oh, wait a second here. Oh, let's get some people on here. Oh, I'll get my second wake up thing. Okay, wait. Don't go anywhere. Don't be so hasty here. Okay, all right. So somebody here, let me put the link on here, and somebody else can put the link on here. No, we're not going anywhere. Not yet. Okay, I'll get the link right away here too. Krishna Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare. Okay, here's the link. There we go. There's the link. Whoever wants to come on, you can air your grievances if you have any grievances. If you were grieving about something. Lolita, welcome.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's a bit. It sounds a bit classic these last days, but I was shopping, so I just arrived again. I didn't hear your class.
Oh, okay. And shopping. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So don't have to buy so much because I have some money I'm going to give you when I get there.
Yeah, but there need to be some food here, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So don't get too much. Well, I don't. I can fast for the day. Noodles. All right. Okay. Now we're getting some action here. Yeah. Let's get some. Who else wants to come? How about you, Shama Sundari? Come on here. Come on. I heard you might have a few words for us here. Noodles. All right. Welcome. Who wants to speak first? Go for it.
I'll let Lalita do the honors.
Okay, Lolita. There you go. You got the honors.
Yeah, but I don't. I didn't follow the class. What were you talking about?
You can talk about. Oh, okay. We're talking. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, yeah. Spirit and matter.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
didn't follow the class either. I'm just trying to fix the meal here, and I had the plumber come in, and then some calls and stuff. So,
Yeah.
but I just came so that I can just show my face anyway.
Okay, great. Yeah, 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 yeah. You have heard some projection there? Projection. I don't know. Did I hear anything? I don't know. You have to tell me.
Come up
Yeah,
and
yeah.
say, right?
Huh?
No, no, I'm saying whoever it is, who's I don't know whose comment you read, but whatever it is, you can just come up here and talk. I said.
Yeah, you can come up here and talk. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, okay. So what we were discussing here was basically um, oh yeah, yeah. Don't lament for the living or the dead. I read the verse. The wise don't lament for the living and dead. And I said, well, it's logical. Krishna is in full knowledge. And so Prabhupada said, when the creation and is destroyed, even Krishna doesn't even lament. So I read that in Bhagavatam where Narada Muni was saying that, and then Prabhupada went on and said, yeah, the whole creation can be destroyed, and the Lord doesn't it doesn't move him. He doesn't even raise an eyebrow, like, oh, okay, And I mean, isn't that amazing that God has that quality? And people would, if they lose something, they grieve for it and all. It's like a big thing. And so anyway, what came to me on that is like, yeah, of course, because Krishna says the wise don't lament for the living or dead because everybody's dead. See? Everybody is that considers himself a material body is basically dead in the modes. So why that can't add anything to a person who's realized, so you can't how can you lament over something that's already dead anyway? And that's why Jesus said, let the dead bury the dead. Prabodhananda Saraswati said, unless you accept Lord Chaitanya's grace, which we carry here, you're just you're destined to wander amongst the living dead. See? It's always the same preaching, and we preach the same thing, man. You want life? Come here, man. We got that living God. He's living with us, hanging out with us, giving us real life. And otherwise, you're just part of the living dead. You're dead in the modes, even mode of goodness. That ain't anything to us here. This is mode of goodness. It's just ritual. So that kind of stuff there. You got anything to say about that?
Well, that's just attachment. We are not used to that. As long as we didn't receive the full mercy of Lord Chaitanya, we can't imagine that we wouldn't cry for a separation with a lover or with kids
Yeah.
that die. And my God, when you lose your child, it is considered to be the biggest grief. I
Yeah. Yeah.
know a few people who have experienced that, and
Yeah.
they never got over that. Never, never.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They go to that grave every day, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I've seen a lady do that. See, for 20 years, she's still grieving over a child. She was the most miserable person I've seen. Yeah, just so miserable from that. Couldn't let it go. And I gave the story about Srivas, how his son died, and he said, "Keep quiet, you crazy woman. Go over there and cry." You know. But Lord Chaitanya's dancing in our group. You don't see that often.
Yeah, but you need to have that deep understanding. You need to
Yeah.
be not alone anymore. You need to have the Lord who replaces everybody and everything
Yeah.
inside of you, and then you're capable to look at the
Yeah.
situation like
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of got to listen to this preaching and just get really pissed off that, let things come up, like get really angry or like think this is all this illusion that we carry in us. So when you hear the truth, if you're, not ready for this, it rubs you the wrong way because it brings up that illusion to fight with the truth.
yeah,
It's kind of like a competition, a battle, truth against the lie, the illusion, and yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Mm.
So I noticed Pani was dancing in the background there. What's going on with him?
Here he is. He's munching on the
I noticed
pickle.
Pani was
There is a
dancing.
double sound. There is a double sound in the background.
Yeah, Maharaj, am I audible? Maybe not.
Can you hear us? Yeah, it seems he can.
Oh,
Hello, Lucky.
yeah, I was, yeah, I kind of, like, as I said earlier today, um, I think this truth of your vibration maybe being around you and the truth and all that, the dosage of it makes me light. It's like when I'm purifying, it's a bit like a kind of a thing, but afterwards it feels very light and nice and airy, like happy, cheerful. It's almost like spring, in the heart. I like that feeling. Uh, and when I have that, it's like I I'm not probably very receptive to like the finer details. Like I mentioned, it feels like almost the cup's kind of full, and yeah, it's that kind of a thing. It's like I am paying attention to what you're saying, but not like to the every detail of it kind of a thing. It's like I'm soaking in the being close to you and the energy. It's like yeah, surfing the wave kind of a thing. Yeah, I like this thing. It's like it's easy. You make it easy um, for all kinds of people. There's intelligent ones who want to like go through every fine detail. I find that with Amy, she's very smart. I was telling this morning, like as I was sharing all the finer details and everything that she can see, feel, the energies and all that. Very sensitive. And yeah, someone like gross like me is like very, you know, go off to my work and then interact with the gross energy most of the time. I get the benefit too. It's like I like that. I like a path which is like, it serves all the people, all the classes. Um, and I especially still reveling the pastime of that the devotee that you shared, who's the who else? So for the rest of the devotees, it's like today Maharaj shared something this morning after our morning walk. There was a devotee somewhere, I think, where Sanatan Goswami was going for like Madhukari every day. He gets his alms and he knocks the door, and then here is a lady who's like brushing her teeth like the Indian style, with the neem twig. She's chewing that and then doing that, and then he comes comes and asks for alms, and then she said, "All right, wait," and goes in, and then with the same twig that she's been brushing, she just stirs up the dish and then gives that as a madhukari. And
Oh,
Sanatan Goswami is like, no, or thank you, but has his reservation for this can't be offered to the Lord kind of a thing. But the devotees, she is a devotee as well, and then she's like, I offer this to the Lord. So yeah, it's like how broad is this devotional service, and then the devotees and different kinds. It's really mind blowing to see these examples. Um, yeah, yeah. So very cheerful, very happy today.
Yeah. Yeah, most people they have a gross definition of a devotee. The gross is like a devotee is like this, like they have certain quality, and it's kind of like fixed. Devotee is always humble. Devotee is like regulated. Devotee is always, where's a dhoti? Really stereotype understanding of what is a devotee. But actually, if you ever met a devotee who's expressing themselves, they're different. They're sometimes like normal, but sometimes they're very different, very spontaneous, and it's almost like you want to control them because you're used to people being controlled in some way. They're more expressed. That's why that naturally that happens here is when you're around real devotees. Part of the process, we were talking about this morning too, part of the process is the expression of things have to come up and come out. Maybe some conditionings from the past that are keeping you from more fully expressing your devoteehood in this world. you know uh, so that's part of what happens when you're around more expressive persons. Generally the world or even the Brahmins, they want to subdue everything, they want to control everything too, just like the demons also want to subdue and control. Demigods also want to control. See, so and it seems weird to have somebody that's spontaneous, that's not keeping a vigilant watch over everything they're doing. You know, so it's very threatening. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
that freedom of devotees is threatening to others. They feel threatened, I feel.
Yeah.
Including, I think, at times myself, like as I was saying, at times when I was purifying, I would feel like the laughter of devotees. What's that? Why are they always laughing? It's like carefree and cheerful. And yeah, and I do
Yeah.
encourage devotees to come in live, like here. I truly feel the difference from being here live in these sessions and sharing, and it's almost like as you say, it's like when you get rid of this garbage quickly in the association of devotees, then you make tangible progress quickly. It's like two to tango kind of a thing. It's like you throw
Yeah.
you throw things out which are bothering, and of course it's not like what Amy did recently as well. I liked it. It's like it's a nice way of doing it.
Yeah, I mean that's important, and it triggers people. And like we were talking today, the smoke will clear after a while, and you'll be deeper. Everything. Actually, these people that say things that maybe not even be completely right or what, but they need to get it out, and
Yeah.
it's. I always see it's always better. It's like Amy when she got the stuff out about her mother. And it was like, boy, she says, I was flying high all day. I felt like really light and free. And yeah, so yeah, it happens for all of us. Yeah, even if it sometimes triggers things. Yeah, yeah. So what? Even you guys, I notice you're much more expressed and more happy, more light. And just from being yourselves. And yeah, you pissed a few people off. It happens. Um, yeah, especially if you're triggered, but that's part of it, like if somebody can hold a space, like like without it, if everybody is triggered and gets out of the neutrality on the situation, then it may be
Yeah.
a little rocky. But if somebody holds a space, I think the Lord's given me the ability to hold a space in some cases, when things are. So we just keep holding space, let the smoke clear, and then everything goes to another level.
Yeah,
It's
you're
like
like
Bob.
that arbiter of truth. Arbiter of truth. I like that. It's like, when things fly off and it could be like speculations flying off, right? It doesn't have to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
like a verbal
yeah,
altercation, but it's like our ideas are like speculative many times from the world or from the other path.
yeah,
And when they fly off, I really like when devotees can do that honestly and openly, and then still be able, like, be in a place where you can receive, you know,
yeah,
from you what the correction is, and then move on, like
yeah,
assimilate, take your time, and then move on. I like that. Yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah,
like
yeah,
devotees who do that, like quick learners.
yeah. Quick learners. Yeah, yeah, that's good. All right, I think I'm gonna go off. I'm really a little tired, and there's just us three, and I think we said what we wanted to say. You want to say anything else, Lalita, before we go? No, give us a smile. Let's see. There we go. This is for you, David Beeman, if you're coming around. She's going to give you a smile.
I
Thanks
have
for
a
getting
question
it.
for
Yeah.
I have a question for Lalita. It's like I saw one of her like recent recent class of yours. It was like almost midnight, and then I didn't notice it actually. Noodles Noodles noticed it. I was surprised. She still had her lipstick on when she came onto the class, and I was like, how can she do that? It's like, does she sleep with the lipstick on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I sleep with lipstick on.
Oh.
Really, I do.
Does Noodles wear lipstick? Does she wear lipstick?
Oh, no, 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 she doesn't.
Oh,
So
okay. So you don't see that. Yeah. A lot of women sleep with lipstick, don't they?
yeah, it's like
I
yeah,
forget sometimes. I take it off with
Oh,
oil.
you forget.
When I
Yeah, yeah,
forget, I
yeah.
forget.
I
That's
forget a lot. When you get into bhakti, you forget about these things. I forget to shave or take a bath sometimes. Yeah, it's like, oh,
it's
you
in
don't
the
remember.
morning.
Yeah,
Sometimes I'm so tired that I can hardly put on my pajamas, and then when it's finally on, and I
just
forget. And they
boom.
say, lipstick is for tomorrow, man.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, good. We got that one clear. All right.
yeah.
So we'll see you guys a little bit later.